know your eyes in the morning sun. I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. And the moment that you wander far from me, I wanna feel you in my arms again. And you come to me on a summer breeze, keep me warm in your love, then you softly leave. And it's me you need to show. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really mean to love. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down, when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Veterans for Life Foundation ARCA series here with Goat Locker. And guess what, folks? We're here at Viva Las Vegas. We're going to see who's going to make it into the championship for the ARCA series. And we're going to see it right here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network for the last race in the round of 8. Good evening, folks. I am the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Got the Australian Dean Hopton. I haven't figured it out yet, Dean. We're going to have to figure out exactly how this intro is going to have to go because I end up calling you Biggles Hopton. I ain't figured it out yet. But there you see the schedule on your screen. Obviously, Dean's going to be co-commentating, giving you some fantastic camera angles tonight, folks. There it is right there. Basically, 2 races left. After tonight, it's going to be 1 race left. That's next week at the Milwaukee Mile for the championship 4. But we're right here at Viva Las Vegas. And guess what, folks? We've actually got somebody up here in the broadcast booth with us who he is actually on the pole. Jake Ellenson up here in the broadcast booth. Jake, you was talking about this as you see the running order on your screen, folks. Jake, is there something that you was wanting to tell everybody?
Yeah, I just want to, say thank you, to all the ARCA drivers for having an amazing season. We've been pretty much the class of the field through all the series in GLR, and thank you guys for putting out amazing broadcasts every week. And we'll see if we can't get this Veterans for Life number 27 in the victory lane tonight and secure ourselves a Chant 4 spot. And then good news for those of you who are following the broadcasts and stuff throughout the week. My dad's on the mend right now. He's doing a lot better. Nothing serious with anything regarding in his head, so that's good news. And he should be coming home pretty soon.
Absolutely. We cannot wait to get Dougie back up here with us, racing here with Goat Locker. Jake, appreciate your time, and see if you can keep it up there where you started at. Go ahead and lock yourself into that championship 4 next week. I'm pretty sure Dougie would be tickled to death about that.
Definitely. I'm definitely going to try. Got to beat that number 8, though. Andy Kurtz is damn fast in these cars, and hopefully we can keep it ahead of him.
We'll see what happens, Jake. Appreciate your time, and good luck.
Thank you.
There goes Jake Ellenson down to the Veterans for Life chat. And there you see the leaderboard, or I guess you could say here for the start of the race. Obviously, Jake Ellenson on the pole with Brian Abbott sitting in second. Jeremiah Holt third. Andy Kurtz, talked about him just a second ago. Jake worried about that 8 car. He's going to be starting back there in 4th with Jamie Mullins, who's actually in the same Discord chat as he is right now. Mullins up in the 5th spot with John Anthony, another driver in the round of 8, trying to see if he can make it into that championship 4. He's going to start off P6. Travis Bieber going to start P7. Chance Taylor, he's going to be P8. Sean Urich is going to be P9 with Mike George 10th. As the rest of the field out there, got a couple of guys like Brandon Wallace, Eric Talent, all of those guys outside of the top 10 to start it off here at Phoenix. I'm thinking Phoenix. I'm thinking next week, Dave. We're here in Vegas. But here we go. Pace car is fixing to roll off. There it goes. Jake Ellison. Brian Abbott out there in the live chat. Let us know who you think's going to win this bad boy here tonight, as we got a green flag. Jake Ellenson gets away with a big-time jump. Abbott may be thinking about going ahead and pulling the crossover, going down to the bottom, not able to do it. Kurtz up on the top side. He's going to be able to get the run. He's going to get around Jeremiah Holt. Dean, we got to watch these guys right here because they can fan out 3 and maybe even 4 wide. But this ain't no Daytona. This ain't no Talladega. It's still a mile and a half. But this sucker is very, very wide here in Las Vegas.
Well, thank you very much there, Jacob. I'm thinking a little bit of Las Vegas there if I was doing a bit of the Elvis impression right now. Because I tell you what right now there, that Brian has got the fever for the fever of Las Vegas. Welcome, everybody, of course, to the ARCA series. I can't do any more Elvis. Let's get racing, gentlemen. And we are racing. Lap 2. Challenge for the lead, Jacob.
I'm telling you right now, Jake may have actually was worried about, I guess you could say, Andy Kurtz, but I think he might have screwed up a little bit. He probably should have been worried about Brian Abbott in this 82. Able to put the power move, going through 3 and 4, take the lead. Jake gonna go down to the inside and put the crossover. Don't look now, right behind him, that 8. Andy Kurtz, he's back there laying in the weeds, waiting for both of these guys to maybe burn their stuff up and have a shot to go ahead and ease right back by them. Now, folks, Andy Kurtz, he is in prime position. He does not care where he finishes here this evening. Obviously, he wants to risk it for the biscuit, just like you would say, Dean. He wants to get out there and get the win. But even if he finishes dead last, he's got nothing to worry about because he's going to Milwaukee next week to run for a championship next week at Milwaukee in that championship four. Andy Kurtz, the only one that's locked in. And we saw some points, Dean. We saw some points. These points are straight up tight. Just as tight as this battle for the lead up here with Jake and Brian Abbott still battling it out early on.
It's tighter than like getting 50-year-olds trying to get to the buffet line early here at Las Vegas for those casino buffets. And there is currently at the moment, as you mentioned, Jacob, it's tight at the top of the timesheets at the moment. Jake and Brian are giving up absolutely nothing. In fact, if anything, they're dropping Andy Kurtz and Jemiah in the background there because they're going tooth and nail. Everybody's single file there, Jacob. This is it. Elvis right now will be rolling his grave now going, "I'll tell you what, my babies, we getting rock and roll in here in the old Las Vegas."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You keep on getting with that Elvis right there. I'm going to have to go get me a couple of cold ones and listen to you on that one, baby, because here we go. Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, Jake Ellenson looking very strong. Brian Abbott, he's looking very strong. But, Dean, these guys, they got to be very, very careful up here at the front. Obviously, clean air is king. You don't want to end up getting in the dirty air, which that'll make the car end up getting tight and sliding up. And Jake and Brian Abbott get in it. Andy Kurtz gets in it. Jeremiah Holt, wow. Big-time playoff implications right here at the start. Out of nowhere, Jake Ellison and Brian Abbott, both of them get into it coming off of turn 4, and they collect Andy Kurtz, Jeremiah Holt, caution on the Speedway.
We got some beef, and unfortunately, we got the beef that you didn't want to have the beef there. Well, we've got the replays right now there, courtesy of the Goat ARCA Racing Series. What do you reckon, Jacob? What do you think caused it, Jacob? I'm going to throw you on the yellow caution at the moment.
Yeah, try to throw me under the bus right here. Oh, man, this is...
Yeah.
Oh,
let's go back
man,
to this one. I meant to go this one really slowly too, my friend, because this is close.
Oh, it's close, man. I mean, honestly, it's close between all of... Well, you see right there, Brian, he's trying to turn right, so he's loose. He's coming down. We may have to look and see exactly what Jake's wheel was doing. As you see, very, very hard impact right there with the outside retaining wall. I would like to see what Jake's wheel is looking like because obviously Brian was turning right coming off the corner. So obviously he's not... Okay, well, this is going down the straightaway, but Dean, you got to think about this for a second. Look how his wheel is. It's already kicked to the right. So that offset is already kicked off just a little bit. Let's see what this wheel does right here. I mean, damn. I mean, honestly, Dean, both of them looked like they was really getting loose. And I think Jake was just trying to catch the back end of the car. And it ended up stepping up and getting into Abbott. And Abbott was already loose. He was coming down. And then Andy Kurtz, Jeremiah Holt, just innocent bystanders out of all this.
On top of him as well. Wow.
I mean, honestly, I hate to see that for all of them involved. And Jamie Mullins, matter of fact, from last night, when he was down 2 laps, to be able to come back and get a top 5 last night, I believe it was a top 5, Jamie Mullins all the way up here at the front of the field. And the new man, Sean Urich, up here right behind him. And how about John Anthony? John Anthony, we saw the playoffs, how everything is. John Anthony down there at the bottom of that grid. He's sitting up here in 3rd, and Dean, all you got to do is win, and you are in.
You should know that, Jacob, as well, too, because you just missed out on your Monday Night Championship just to rub the salt into the wounds.
Come on.
I had to go there, Mr. Jacob. I had to go there because I love everybody in the chat. Let's read the chat out, too, because Ray, of course, is representing Dougie, and best wishes, of course, to Dougie. And Jake, we spoke to Jacob of course, or Jake Ellison. He wants to get this win done there for his dad and his mum and everybody else, of course, that supports this fantastic racing league. Veterans for Life Foundation. Viva Las Vegas, my friend. It happens. So we had an early caution, but, 17 laps to go. Plenty of time.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. I mean, we still got a long way to go. And, Dean, you kept mentioning, Monday, how close I was and just how everything happened. And obviously there's a lot of beef that came out of that race. Obviously, if anybody wants to hear my take on it, later on tonight, the door banging download on Spotify, it will get posted, obviously. The thoughts are my own. Nobody else's thoughts but mine. I don't have a script, and I go by off what I say, which is why we get so many followers. We get new followers each and every week. And to some of you out there that follow and listen every week, appreciate your support. But I got a feeling you're really going to love it. If you wasn't able to see it last Monday night, I got a damn good feeling you're going to be able to get all your money's worth this week on the door banging download on Spotify, as we got a green flag after the pace car goes off. Jamie Mullins on the gas. Sean Urich did not get the start that he wanted. Here comes John Anthony. Remember, John Anthony in that playoff picture trying to get himself up here, Dean. He's going to try to go for second on Urich. He look a little bit further and see if he can challenge Jamie Mullins for the lead.
You got to remember too, Jacob, that a little bit further in the background about P11 and change down the road there, they did box. Everybody else did not box. Box, of course, being pit road. So, will they come into play a little bit with the fresher rubber, only 8 or 9 laps down this race? But you know there, Jacob, for a fact that makes a huge difference. But currently, at the moment, let's not worry about that. The fact is, who wants to take the lead in this race? Currently, Jamie does. John wants it. And so does Sean.
Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't look, or I would look a little bit further back. Matter of fact, back there with Chance Taylor, and how about Eric Talent? Talent, one of those guys that's in the playoff picture too. He wants to try to ease up here. How about it? Wow, there comes Andy Kurtz. Wow, almost got into the back bumper of Keith Haney. Haney just tried to hold on to it back there. Actually, that's Wessenberg. Wessenberg all over the place trying to hold on to it. Kurt's going to dive it down to the bottom, but you're riding on board with Jamie Mullins looking back at John Anthony and Sean Urich. Urich, a new name here within the Goat Locker organization as far as for the Veterans for Life ARCA series right here. We haven't talked about him a whole lot, Dean. And Dean, actually, I kind of wanted to get your opinion on something, as everything seems like it's kind of calmed down with the likes of Chance Taylor up here, too wide with Urich. What would be, what's your mindset with, say, guys that haven't actually had a start all season and then coming in with a second last race in the season, coming out and getting their very first start? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, Jacob, I think at the moment you want to set an impression for the next season, of course. You want to set a statement. You want to come out there and go, I'm here to compete. I'm here. It's almost like any driver really coming from a previous class of racing car, and you want to make it. You want to impress the advertisers. You want to impress the sponsors. You want to impress the racing teams to say, I need a seat in this sport. And I think even in the sim world there, Jacob, it's the same situation. They want to impress, and they want to show that, hey, I'm a contender. And more importantly as well, too, Jacob, it's like you got to set the rest of the field here that have been racing for years to say, hey, this newcomer's in town. Get out of the way, old boys. You snooze, you lose. There's young guns in town.
Absolutely. I'm out here looking right here in the live chat. Shout out to all 20 of you out there in the live chat. Let us know who you think's going to win. We're already hearing a lot of stuff for George Jewell. Fans calling out for George Jewell to get the shot to go up here and get the win. Some of them even hollering for Sean, and Ray Ellenson out there in the live chat saying that he's also a real life driver. She must know some stuff about Sean that we don't know about right here, Dean, because I hate to say it, and I probably may end up eating my own words here, as I have in the past. But, I've never heard the name of Sean Urich ever really on iRacing or anywhere like that. But I'll say this, he's starting to make me a serious believer right now, because if it wasn't for Andy Kurtz's fresh tires right now, Sean still end up having third and probably going for second on John Anthony.
Well, Mr. Jacob, you are hearing and on board right now with the man of Sean Urich, as you mentioned, the 94 car, 5 positions gained. So, you know, seeing is believing, hearing is, true. And this man is setting a statement at the moment. We have 17 down of 87, 64 to go, my friend. But here he is. And you want to bring a pack to racing here at the lovely Viva La Vegas here at the ARCA Series? You've got it, Jacob. Here we go.
Battle for the lead. Andy Kurt's going to get up here, get to the door. Jamie Mullins. Here comes Urich. He's going to go down to the bottom. He's going to try to kick Anthony up to the top side. Right behind him, Jake Ellenson was able to get around Chance Taylor. That was the 5th spot. Jake has that, but obviously he's already burned that faster pair. So Jake gonna have to be very, very careful. Very early on in this race, but be very, very careful about where he puts that car. And Andy Kurtz, obviously, I believe he did burn his faster pair as well, but obviously doesn't matter to him. He's going to Milwaukee. I keep thinking Phoenix for some reason or another, dude. I keep thinking it. But Andy Kurtz up here got the lead, got around Jamie Mullins, and Jake. He's wanting to get up here. He wants to show a little bit of muscle here for the Veterans for Life ARCA Series. Show a little muscle here at Viva Las Vegas. See if he can roll a 12 and triple up here tonight and get the win. Lock himself into the Milwaukee Mile Championship race next week.
Jake's doing it for his father. Jake's doing it for his mother out there as well, too. You got to remember, behind every great driver and behind every great man is even a greater woman. Who's on the eyeside at the moment there? That's going to be dying the poor driver at the background, but let's go. Linus Stern at the moment there. Still Andy leading. Jamie, we have a caution on the Speedway.
Caution on the Speedway. I'm looking back through the field. I see Brian Abbott in 82. He is down on the bottom of the racetrack, and I do believe he is right around in the area where all hell ends up breaking loose. And when I mean that, folks, I mean all hell ends up breaking loose. See it right there. Basically at, I guess, what is that? Light years fast right there, faster than the speed of light right there. Cameron Wessenberg actually in the 28. He's the one that ends up getting really tagged right in the back end. There was a stack up on the bottom. Eric Talent in the 05. He ends up stacking them up on the inside, and then bam, there goes Jeremiah Holt. He's already had to burn a faster pair. Abbott goes hard into the wall. I'm sure he's already burned his faster pair. Wessenberg all up on the front end of the 64 of Matt Knights. Hard contact by all these guys. Wessenberg basically going around like a damn pinball game and just trying to see if he can keep it straight. Everybody else trying to dive low, dive high, maybe find a way. Then there you see the ending result. Everybody going down pit road, gonna get some fresh tires. Fill it up full of racing fuel. See if they can make it as long as they can, because Dean, this place right here, very, very hard on these tires. We'll tell you a little bit about some of this track, or this track here at Las Vegas. We'll tell you a little bit about it here in just a second. We're gonna pay a couple bills, folks. Don't go anywhere. We will return. folks, that very first ad that you saw, Premier Racing Setups, you need one. Go to the website, premierracingsetups.com. Enter that code of NASRA, N-A-S-R-A. You would get 15% off your entire order. Also, 15% will get kicked back to the North America Sim Racing Association. If you want to get the setups that the Mountain Man, Robert Hill Jr., me, the Redneck Announcer, Jake Reeves, and obviously Brandon Evans, Jeremy Gardner from last night. If you want to get those setups, go over to premierracingsetups.com and you will not be disappointed. We actually got a little door banging going on under caution right now with Andy Kurtz and Jake Ellenson. Not really sure exactly what's up with that, but folks, we're going to see if we maybe can see who was paying attention last night, who can remember the Cruising Classics car. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little hint. The car for tonight is the one that's right beside the one that was last night. If that just screwed y'all up, we'll try to give you a different hint later on. That's all I know how to do it. Pace car is off. Andy Kurtz, he's on the gas. Jake Ellenson, both of them I mentioned a while ago, Dean. They were door banging a little bit under caution. Not real sure exactly what's going on. Not sure if there's beef right there between Kurtz and Ellenson. But Kurtz able to get out to a fantastic jump. Now, Jake Ellenson up here trying to give chase. Jamie Mullins, Chance Taylor, everybody boxed, like Dean would say. Everybody boxed on that last caution. As we're looking maybe 3 wide, but there for a second, Sean Urich, he gets out on the gas. Now here comes Michael McCarthy. He's going to go 3 wide. He gets loose, almost ends up tagging Chance Taylor. Urich down on the bottom. Holy hell, this sucker picked up big time right here in Vegas.
You got Jacob hyped at the moment, and I'm even hyped too, because we even had Dougie had an appearance at the moment, and best wishes for you too, Dougie. Dougie's enjoying the show at the moment. Dougie is lap 25 of 80, and of course Jake is actually leading this race at the moment, so I'd be proud as a father. But look at this further in the back of the field there, Jacob. As you'd mentioned, it's hype, and Jacob's hyped. Welcome back from your cruise, my friend, because you're cruising along for the Cruising Classics.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm telling you right now, I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back. Believe it or not, at work, and believe it or not, happy to be back home. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be back on that cruise ship, drinking free drinks, if you want to put it that way. But I mean, hey, you got to get back home sometime. But how about this? Andy Kurtz, he jumped out to a big-time lead. He's already jumped back to 4th. See some of this fanning out back here on the back. Michael McCarthy, easy. I'm telling you right now, that Bucky's car is really starting to put it where I wouldn't put it. He almost ended up putting it in a bad spot right there with Mike George up here at the front. Urich almost ended up tagging the fence. He may end up getting a little bit of inside work right here with Andy Kurtz. Kurtz trying to get up here. Taylor right behind him. 78, Keith 80. He saves it. Holy hell,
Wow.
Keith 80 saves it. How did he save that? If we can get an instant replay out of that, Dean, I'm telling you right now, he was all but wrecked right there in that 78.
I can't show you that replay, unfortunately, because there's too much action on the Speedway, my friend. But Andy Kurtz is in here at the moment. Like, you can saw that just on the end of the camera angles. He's got a right aboard Andy Kurtz at the moment there. He's got Martinez. Got to forget about Martinez. He's at 14 positions, my friend. And this is also including these drivers, including this man himself, has taken that box earlier than anybody else. So those boots, my friend, are definitely made for walking. If Elvis would be here in Las Vegas.
Absolutely, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's actually running. Basically like Super Mario right there on the hood. Obviously, I said, actually, that's Mario Kart. I thought that was a completely different little Mario deal. Obviously, got the bananas back there for the Donkey Kong. Man, I got to tell you right now, I'm going to end up having to steal that paint scheme because I absolutely love me some Mario and some Donkey Kong. But shout out to Eric right there. Obviously, you mentioned it, 14 spots. Pulling a little bit of strategy, trying to get himself up here at the front. Looks like it's working out pretty good for him. We may end up having a little battle for 4th.
Here we go.
The Mario Donkey Kong kind of car. Eric Martinez to the inside of Chance Taylor. He's going to take 4th.
He has to. He's got the tires, remember. He can take the inside line there and just trust in the grip there. And trust in Dougie out there going, thank you, Dougie, for supporting this. And we wish you the best of wishes, of course. Because yourself, Ray, and of course, your son at the moment, Jake, leading this race. This is fantastic, my friend. Welcome along to Las Vegas. It's not about always about the casinos or the the gambling tables as well as those fancy lights. It's all about the motor racing currently here at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, but oh boy, I'm telling you right now. I mean, if you end up rolling a 12 and you triple up, son, you'll take that all day long. Shout out to Dougie, as you mentioned out there. Love the comment right here. I taught Sean everything he doesn't know yet. Love that right there. Awesome to see right there from Doug Ellenson out there. We do have a caution on the Speedway. And looking back through the field, I see Stephen Bartlett. Bartlett in the 19 ends up going around. Is going to bring the caution out left rear. Very much dented in. Dean, did he end up having some help? Oh, yes, he did. You'll see it right here on the instant replay. Stephen Bartlett going into turn number 1. John Anthony right behind him. Haney sent it. Or, excuse me, Anthony sent it. Haney was going up to the top, ends up tagging Bartlett, ends up sending him around. And Matt Knights, I'm telling you right now, he almost ended up ending his night very, very quickly. As you'll see right here, later on right here after the wreck. Bartlett, obviously, right here on the top, right behind Wessenberg. Haney up top. Here comes Anthony. Anthony sends it, but you got to be careful when you send it. And honestly, I mean, you can look at that either way, honestly, Dean. It could be Anthony's fault, could be Bartlett's fault. But Anthony sent it. He tried to get on the binders, as Wesley Outland would say. Shout out to Wesley Outland on that. But there's Matt Knights right there. I mean, oh, that could have been so much worse right there for Matt Knights. But Stephen Bartlett, I mean, both of them really. I mean, it's hard to make a call right there on whose fault that would be right there. I'm thinking racing incident, but that's just me.
You got to risk it for the biscuit, as you say as well too, and you know, sending it lick the stamp and send it, as they say, right? So we have a few drivers licking the stamp and sending it at the moment, setting it down to pit road there, Jacob, and that's a whole bunch of cars here. You got Andy Kurtz, Jamie. And you have Martinez, Brandon Wallace there, and Stephen Bartlett. You got and George Jewell, and of course, the first time we even showed George Jewell at the moment. Then we know that his lovely lady out there is supporting him in the chat. So this is interesting. So this is an earlier pit stop for these drivers that have gone down pit road twice now, or 3 times for some of them. So that'll come into play because we saw just towards the end of that caution coming into play. That there was the speed difference, isn't it? The grip difference really was the key.
Absolutely. I mean, you were 100% on that. And 4 drivers stayed out. Jake Ellison, Sean Urich, Chance Taylor, Mike George. They are the drivers that stayed out. Jamie Mullins beat everybody off of pit road. Folks, we mentioned the Cruising Classics. Mystery car, I guess you could say. Obviously, very, very many cars. Give you a hint a while ago. It was the car from last night. And it's the one that's right next to it. And one of you out there in the chat, you called out the car. That was the one that was, actually, no, I believe, actually, she may have it right. I'll tell you what. Let's go over it. Let's check it out right now. Let's check out that Cruising Classics ad real quick while we have a moment and give you another idea of what that car is. I will say this.
Which one,
sir?
It's
on the left side. It's on the left side.
What color?
It's on the left side.
You don't want to give that away yet? All right.
I tell you what, it's blue.
All right, okay. Pay attention to the ad. You will get all credits there from Jacob. In fact, you might even be featured in Jacob's redneck.
Might have given it away right there.
All right, don't
Might
worry
have
about
given
it.
it away right there.
Oh, you know, but it's one thing for the color. What is the car? We'll find out right now.
Let's see. And folks, we're back here at Viva Las Vegas. Hopefully you was able to see the car right there of what we were talking about. Obviously, can't tell you what the car was because, hey, it gives away the secret. So obviously it's blue. It's right next to the one that was last night. I think I might have given it away because, Dean, I can't remember how many blue cars was actually in that. But, Dean, real quick before we go back to green, we was talking in the green room. We had Jake Ellenson up here. What's your opinion of Waffle House? Because we was talking about Waffle House before we even went on there.
I've never been to Waffle House in my life, unfortunately, my friend.
Oh,
I've traveled to
come
many
on.
places in the world, including I lived in Las Vegas, believe it or not, as well too. But I don't remember Waffle House. I remember In-N-Out Burger at best. But sorry, I'm sorry. That's it. Drop the microphone. I am out. I do not know what to say, Jake.
That is the Great American Redneck Restaurant right there, period. Quote me on that one right there, folks. Pace car is off. Jake Ellenson, Sean Urick, Chance Taylor, Mike George, they stayed out. Travis Beaver up there with John Anthony, Jamie Mullins, and the rest of the field, Andy Kurtz, Brandon Wallace, and George Jewell. That's the top 10 as we got a green flag. Michael McCarthy way back there in the field trying to put a couple of blocks on, but Jake Ellenson trying to hammer down, trying to get away. Sean Urick trying to use all the information that he learned from Dougie here at Vegas and maybe reel in Jake Ellenson. How about Mike George up here trying to battle it out with Chance Taylor for P3?
There you go. Good big guns at the moment. 6 positions gain and 5 position gains with the top guns at the moment. 14 and a 4. So ends with a 4. You don't want to end with a 4, my friends. You want to end with a 1. And there's 1 on Chance Taylor's car. And I tell you what, Mike George was like, I don't care. I want to win. And there's battles at the back crowd as well, too. At this point, these gentlemen and these drivers need to be focusing on how they can catch Jake at the road. Because Jake is gone, my friend. He's gone.
I say this, Dean, he's not really out of the woods yet right now because Sean Urick is really starting to breathe down his neck right now. Got it at about a 1/10 of a second off, 1/10 and a half, give or take. That's what I'm looking at right now. Urick really starting to close the gap on Jake Ellenson, riding on board with him. Dean, you thought he was gone. He's not gone, but we got a caution on the Speedway. Brandon Wallace back there in the back. I saw him around on the racetrack. I believe it was Brandon Wallace. Actually, it may have been Cameron Westenberg, Matt Knights, a couple of drivers back here getting involved. There he's here, Martinez. In the 15, Super Mario Kart car end up going around. I think somebody may have threw a banana out there on the racetrack, made him end up getting spun out. But Dean, I'm telling you, buddy, we got to back this one all the way up to the start-finish line because, wow, this got crazy before they even hit the exit of pit road. And it really started with Michael McCarthy in the 69. That's really where the whole thing ended up starting, Dean. Was that 69 Bucky's car. You'll see him right here. He jumps up. Brandon Wallace tags him in the back end. Ends up sending him down the racetrack. And then, hey, what goes down must come up. I know that that's going to be completely backwards from what a lot of people would think. But, hey, that's what you end up getting in sim racing. What goes down must come up, especially if you're going that fast. And that's exactly what's going to end up happening. There you see the contact. Brandon Wallace into the back bumper of Michael McCarthy. And at this point, honestly, I'm thinking there may be beef right there because he was full send right there to try to be able to get back up and get to Brandon Wallace. Bad part is he ended up missing him and he ended up getting talent and sent him up the track. There you see Keith Haney rather in the 78. He gets loose, he gets sideways. Martinez ends up getting involved. This big old calamity over here in turn 1 and 2. Hate to see it for all of those drivers right at the halfway point of this race.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a underspeed, overspeed situation because you mentioned too that was very close to the restart zone. So drivers are getting ready. They're cold tires. They're getting on the gasoline, and then of course, bingo! It's a domino effect. It happens, and then of course that's what happens when it's a domino effect. That's what I always tell you every single day there, Jacob. You want to be in the Jake position. There is not position, but position of in the lead of the race because he doesn't need to worry about what's happening behind him. Let's just get the job done. Be in the lead. It's not rocket science, Jacob. Just
no, I mean it's really
in the right
not.
place at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, that's exactly what he needs to do. Obviously, started on the pole, able to put that number 27 up here at the front of the field, but obviously he's got Urich right behind him. He's got Chance Taylor. He's got George. He's got Bieber. He's got Andy Kurtz. He's got a lot of guys behind him that, Dean, I don't want to say it in a bad way. I mean, nothing to take anything away from him. But the guys that's directly behind him is there you see James Haney. It's that Brad Abbott. He's going to go back down pit road 8 laps down. A couple of these guys really not having the nights that they really want, especially a couple of them in the playoffs. But Dean, I mean, Jake up here sitting in the front. He looks back at Urich. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go with Ray Ellenson and them on their idea. And shout out to Ray out there. Yes, I love Waffle House too. I just had to go ahead and say it. Shasta, you really got to end up going to a Waffle House. You're like Dean at this point. Both of y'all's got to end up going to one. But, I mean, back to that point, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take Ray's word for it. We're going to say that Sean is that good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and give you that. Chance, he's pretty good. We've seen him a couple of times this season, so Chance Taylor's pretty good. George is good. Bieber, not so much. We've talked about him a couple of times here with Goat Locker, so he's up there in that 5th spot. But then you got some serious talent back here. No pun intended with Andy Kurtz, Jamie Mullins, Matt Knights, and Eric Talent right there, which would be the top 9. And then John Anthony. He could be kind of a wild card, Dean. We saw him up there in the top 3 earlier on. He's one of those guys in the playoffs trying to win and get in. Good possibility to end up seeing John Anthony get up here and maybe have a shot at the win before this thing's all said and done.
And we'll get another caution, actually, because you can see Bunny at the moment there is holding that yellow flag out at the moment, saying hello. Hello, mellow, yellow. We are about 43 of 80, my friend. So we're getting closer and closer at the moment. Just to remind everybody there, Jacob, how the situation is in the standings. And there it is, my friend. So this is the round of 8 battling to get into the round of 4.
Yeah, I mean, and that's literally, and truthfully and honestly, Dean, I mean, that's a stacked field right there that you see before you right there. Andy Kurtz, obviously, just go ahead and, I mean, they can just slide him over to the championship 4. Obviously, he's already won. So he's in. Brandon Wallace, he's not really had the night you see. I mean, he's sitting in 12th. I mean, Brandon's got to get up there and get him a couple of spots. Obviously, Jake up there leading the race. Jamie, he's been doing pretty good. Abbott, not the night that he's been wanting, but you draw that line right there under Mullins. Then you got Abbott, you got Talent, you got Anthony, you got Haney. Talent, all of them really been doing some fantastic work up here at the front of the field. I mean, I know, we've had a couple out there in the chat that's been talking about, Brian Abbott out there in the chat and everything. This is going to be rough for him. He's 8 laps down. It's going to be hard for him to come back. But, I mean, Dean, I've seen crazier stuff happen than that right there. See what happens. Pace car off. Jake Ellenson, he's going to fire off. Big time jump right there for Jake Ellenson. Sean Urich, he is going to be left in the back burner. Open the door for the 14 of Chance Taylor. Taylor sends it down on the bottom, able to get around Urich. How about this right back here? How about Andy Kurtz? We end up trying to go for a twofer. He's trying to get around George. He's going to get to the door. George McKinney send it and be able to get to the inside of Travis Bieber.
He's spelled a jackpot in Las Vegas at the moment. He's put his coin into the machine and he is waiting for the reels to roll. And they need to roll, of course, a little bit more. 37 laps to roll your way into this race, and you've got to be in it to win it, my friend. Well, you put the coin in the machine and you're gambling. But gambling at the moment for the lead, essentially for P2 and P3 at the moment, Jacob, because you have Sean and Chance Taylor battling it out for P2.
Yeah, they are absolutely duking it out. Chance Taylor, Sean Urich down on the bottom, Taylor up top. Shout out to Kryptonite out there in the live chat. You damn sure can't beat an $11 breakfast at Waffle House. I'm telling you, we're going to end up keep talking about Waffle House. Hopefully we end up getting them as a sponsor somehow, some way. I would love to see that. That would never happen. But anyway, Sean Urich down on the bottom, Taylor up on the top side. They better watch their back bumper right now, because Bieber back here is really starting to put some moves in that 114K Centrals car right behind them. Taylor up top, Urich down on the bottom. Bieber, he's trying to figure out which line is going to end up moving. He better end up figuring it out very, very quickly. Because Jake Ellenson already pulled a 10. Jake, he's starting to check out and trying to get away.
Now, Travis is going to murder me right now if I say Bieber and I say baby, baby, baby. You know, he's going to murder me saying this one at the moment. I'm sorry there, Chance. You can put your chance into the racing form that you have there for the 114 machine. At the moment, up 3 positions. And trying to find his way around exactly. If he doesn't get it done, Andy Kurtz is on his tailpipe. This is good. This is spicy and dicey. You didn't want to fall abreast here at the moment that Jacob in Las Vegas? Well, guess what? Ding, ding, ding. You might get it.
Here we go. Bieber thought about going down to the inside, not able to do it. So Taylor and Urick still going for second, folks. We do apologize for Dean trying to go Justin Bieber on all of us right here because obviously redneck announcer, redneck accent, redneck living. We're not Justin Bieber fans. We'll just put it to you that way. I mean, me personally, some of you may be. But here we go. Eddie Kurtz back here. Whoa! Little bit of door banging up here in the second spot. Urick Taylor getting into it just a little bit. Bieber's still trying to figure out where he wants to go. He may end up sticking it 3 wide, and that's exactly where he's going to go. All the way to the bottom. Taylor up top. Urick gets out of the gas. He's going to let Bieber end up having him and almost ends up getting Taylor. Now, Chance Taylor able to use the top side, able to get around it and keep going, but they are going 3 wide. Kurtz on the bottom. It's hard for me to keep up with all this. So much going on. Kurtz sent it, and he's able to get up to third. Bieber trying to get up here and get fourth. That's exactly what he's got. Urick now going side by side with Jamie Mullins, and Mike George right behind him, just trying to hold his place and see if he can hold out for 7.
You called it, my friend. You called it, and I do apologies. I told you everybody in advance that my bad on that call, but you know what? You have to do it. You have to risk it for the biscuit because these drivers are risking it for the biscuit, my friend, because they want to get into the Final Four. On the high line, that's going to be murderous, I'd have to say. Currently at the moment, unless they get back into the single formation, is Jake still leading this one there, Jacob. And, we have beef. I think there's something happening at the moment on the Speedway, or at least I'm getting a little blink of death.
Jamie is blinking right now on the racetrack. Obviously, Jamie Mullins really does not want to end up blinking out on this race. Could be very, very detrimental to him to be able to try to make it into the championship 4. He's trying to run down Bieber. He's got Urick up his back bumper. George not too far back. Keith Haiti, we talked about him earlier. Haiti he ended up going for the spin cycle in turn 1. Able to keep that 78 straight. George, wow, you seen it right there on your screen, riding on board with talent. And wow, that could have gotten really, really big for Haney, George, and possibly Talent if all hell would end up breaking loose. And we may end up seeing it very, very quick. It's that number 8 Budweiser car of Andy Kurtz, able to jump around Chance Taylor. Now he's got to set his sights on a guy that both of them mentioned it. You know, I mentioned this earlier, Dean. Both of them doing a little bit of door banging under caution. Andy Kurtz, Chance Taylor, that's 1-2, but Jake has the lead.
I tell you what, if a Christmas present I'm going to give you, Jacob, it's going to be a door, right? You're going to be like sitting there getting this big parcel delivered in your front driveway. It'll be a door, because you love door banging. But guess what? Andy's bringing pressure to the leader at the moment there. Jacob is under massive pressure there. Here we go.
I'm telling you right now, you end up getting me that door, I'm going to get a big old hammer, and I'm going to knock the hell out of it, just like Jake Ellison just ended up getting done by Andy Kurtz. He was able to get it going and being able to send it right past Jake Ellison and grab the lead. He didn't just steal it from him, or he didn't just grab it. He took it. He stole it. That's exactly what Andy Kurtz was able to do. Jumped right around him. Now Jake, he's got to play a little catch up. And right behind him, Chance Taylor back there in a side-by-side battle with Jamie Mullins. Mullins able to get by him and grab third. So take Taylor, bump him down. Bieber up here battling with Keith Haney, and Mike George not too far back trying to battle it out with Eric Talent. That's the battle for 7.
Who said there's no overtaking in Las Vegas? Who said you can't check out before you can check in? This is the battle course, and Andy's managed to catch Jacob. So there it is, Jake. One Jacob to another, and Keith is going the outside line at the moment there, and the inside line. Keep an eye on Travis to the 1114 machine. It's going everywhere at the moment. You can check in, but you can never check out. That's the old song, isn't it, from the Eagles?
Yes, sir. Hotel California. That's a very, very awesome song right now. But Dean, I mean, 24 laps to go. I mean, everything seems like it's kind of calmed down. Obviously, it's going to get a little bit crazier as Jamie Bullen's able to get around Jake Ellingson for that second spot. Dean, who are we thinking about is going to be able to get the win right here? Because, I mean, you know, we've seen a lot of drivers up at the front. We've seen Andy up front. We've seen Jake up front. We've seen a lot of drivers up front. So who's going to roll that 12? Who's going to go all in and put it on black? Who is going to end up screaming bingo, and who's going to end up getting blackjack? Who's going to win this thing?
You really got to throw that on me right now, my friend. I'm going to putting the cameras in the right direction at the moment. How about we leave that to the chat there, Jacob? That's the best thing I could possibly do at the moment, because look at this action in the back. Look at this. There's a lot more to occur, my friend, because there is a ding-dong first up the road there. Guess what? These drivers at the moment may very well be in the victory road.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very good possibility, as you're seeing right there with Sean Urich. Actually, matter of fact, riding on board with Sean Urich. Right behind Brandon Wallace. Obviously, Brandon Wallace, a playoff driver, trying to make sure that he can get himself into that championship board. Dean, I wouldn't put anything past these guys right here in the Veterans for Life ARCA series, because, Dean, we don't even know who has made it. It's Jake! Jake gets tagged! I was just fixing to talk about last night, and Jake ends up getting tagged in the back end, gets sent around, cautioned on the Speedway. There had to be something going on right there with Jake, because he was very, very slow compared to the rest of the field.
That's on you. That's on you, unfortunately. I just clicked the camera over to Jake. Sorry, Jake. And sorry, Ray. And, of course, sorry, Doug. I didn't mean to do that, but it happened. They say commentators' curses don't occur. And it's not a curse from myself, but unfortunately it did happen. And Jake, unfortunately. Don't blame the producer. I blame Jacob in the booth there, because you were talking about it. But Jacob, have a look at this. Replay this one.
Yeah, I tell you what, we'll go ahead and maybe put half of the blame on me. Sorry to Ray and Doug on that there out there, but check it out. I mean, Dean, I've went back and I've looked at this, you know, one or two times. I mean, Jake obviously was falling through the field. Not sure if there was a mishap on that 27, if maybe he tagged the wall a little bit too much, ended up knocking maybe some horsepower out of it or aero damage or something. But George, Mike George is just straight up going right here. I mean, he didn't get out of the gas. George didn't, but hell, he was going, and Jake just ends up, it felt like he was just at an abrupt stop. Really, he just kind of stopped. I'm not sure if Jake just ended up getting sideways, maybe get a little bit loose, and it probably threw him off a little bit. He's scared. He tried to be able to try to straighten it back out, not able to do it. George ends up getting to the back of him, but there you see the race off of pit road. Andy Kurtz, Jamie Mullins, Keith Haney, Eric Talent, Travis Bieber. That is the top 5. Folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break, bring it right back to you here for the finish. And folks, don't forget that mystery car from last night. I will say this, the car last night was red and black, just to give you kind of an idea of the car that we're talking about. It's the one right next to it. It is light blue. So hopefully you'll be able to figure it out at that point. Folks, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, folks, which car are we thinking out there? Obviously, you saw all those very, very beautiful cars right there with Cruising Classics. Very, very proud to have them as the title sponsor for Goat Locker's Cruising Classics Next Gen Series. And that's gonna be a good one. Dean, that's why I keep saying Phoenix, because obviously they're gonna be at Phoenix next Wednesday night for their championship 4 race. And Dean, there you see the schedule. I was actually fixing to mention a couple of other things, but there you see the schedule right there, championship 4 Milwaukee. And Dean, can we get up a schedule of what we got going on later on in the week? Can we pull that one up? Yes, because we got some serious stuff going on, obviously. Monday, yeah. Anyway, the Blanchard, but the Blanchard's Xfinity Series. Duels, I was in that. We had a shot. We ended up getting wrecked. Apparently, we was just in there by mistake, I guess. I'm not for sure, but it didn't matter. Anyway, the Cruising Classics Next Gen Series, excuse me, was last night at Richmond. Brandon Evans, Jeremy Gardner, obviously don't know 100% on those points. We'll get to it here in the near future. And then there you see ARCA, Veterans for Life ARCA Series tonight. And then tomorrow night, we're going to kick off the playoffs for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network with the North America Sim Racing Association tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time at the Lady in Black. I'm telling you right now, what a place right there to start the playoffs right there, Dean, because, you saw what happened. You saw what happened in the DSR Electric Truck Series. That place is straight up chaotic. All hell can end up breaking loose at any point in time at the good old Lady in Black. The track too tough to tame. So any of you out there, stick around for tomorrow night for the Points Poppers 200 for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Here we go, though. 17 laps to go. Andy Kurtz able to jam it down on the throttle pedal. Jamie Mullins up top. How about a new face up here at the front, Dean? We get Keith Haney in the 78. He's able to end up going to second. Kicks Mullins back to third. And now Mullins better watch his back bumper because he's got Bieber and Brandon Wallace there telling he's got them all back there.
Keith is smelling victory in the blood there. He has to get Andy, of course. Andy that's probably very much securing himself into the Final Four. And that's what it's all about. And you going back a little bit, I was thinking more about what happened in the IndyCar there with the Lady in Black dropped herself off the bridge there and caused all the beef, per se. The social media blew up on that one, the IndyCar 500, or the Indy series, of course, there. I've never seen a mannequin dropped off a bridge before in my life. But you know what? Don't worry about that one at the moment. Because you're going to see excitement and you're going to see a huge bit of beef currently at the moment. 16 laps to go there, Jacob. Who can win?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. I tell you what. We've heard a couple of things out there in chat. Obviously, we see Shasta out there. Shasta Jewel out there, obviously. She's pulling for Jake. We see, obviously, she's going for her man, obviously, George Jewel out there as well. So, we got a lot of deal going on out here. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and throw out my pick right now, just real quick. I think we're going to have a new first-time winner. Honestly, I'm going to go with that 78 right there. I'm going to go with Keith Haney because Haney made a hell of a restart, and he has jumped up here and may end up having a shot at Andy Kurtz and be able to jump up here and get it. But, folks, we may end up seeing some serious stuff right here because here comes Travis Bieber. Bieber trying to take it down on the bottom side, not able to do it. Haney going to put the block. Here comes Jamie Mullins. Remember, folks, Mullins knows how to go from the back to the front. Remember last night, Mullins trying to get up here, take a shot, try to get up here, win the race, and lock himself into the playoffs. That way he ain't got to worry about none of them points.
Well, at the moment, I think you'll be worrying at the moment because he's worrying about the two cars up the road and instead Andy Kurtz and Keith, that man, 16 positions gain. You may make that one a little bit more than Jacob. 3-horse race. 13 laps to go, sorry. Not 13 horses, 13 laps.
Yeah, we may end up saying about 4 horses, actually, excuse me. It's going to be at a 4-horse race. There you see Jamie Mullins. Ray, actually, it's a car. It's the blue car from the Camaro next door to it. That's the car that we're actually looking for. So, Ray, she's close. Obviously, we're battling for the lead. We're trying to get the mystery car out here lined up. Bieber may end up sending it on the bottom. He's there. Andy Kurtz up on the top side. Keith Haney thinking about going up and making it 3 wide. Thinks different. Jumps in behind Andy Kurtz. Bieber down on the bottom side. Everybody going to the bottom side. They're trying to hang out Andy Kurtz.
This is time to shine, my friend, because this is crunch time. 11 laps to go, 10 laps to go. You all know racing at this level, because those laps go pretty quickly. They go practically about 20 to 30 seconds by. So if you're on board with Jamie right now, what are you going to do? Because he knows he's got 3 positions to gain, 3 positions to win. And Andy at the moment dominating and controlling, but how long can he control this one? Jacob, we're going down to the finale here, and who wants to get the top 4?
I'll say this, you know, if I'm Jamie Mullins, obviously, if I'm him, I'm gonna ride exactly where I am at, because I mean, obviously points is tight, talent's right behind Mullins, so obviously Mullins is ahead of him. Obviously he's ahead of Brian Abbott, he's ahead of Haney, and he's ahead of John Anthony. So if I'm Jamie Mullins, I'm gonna ride right there in that 4th spot, and I'll take a 4th place finish, and I'll see you next week in Milwaukee. Bieber, he's got nothing to lose. He's trying to get up here and get the win. Andy obviously locked in from last week. Keith Haney, he's got nothing to lose. You basically got 3 drivers up here at the front. 1, 2, 3 that's got nothing to lose. And you got one guy right behind them that right at this point, 4 points above the cut line from what I'm seeing. That's how tight it is right now. So if I'm Mullins, I'm just going to just take 4th. I'm going to ride it out, and I'm going to go to Milwaukee next week.
Well, you're one driver. Other drivers want to win the race at the moment. I tell you what, right now, Andy wants to win this race desperately, and he's going to do his absolute best. But the problem is he has to hold off this man. This man, 15 positions gains. He says, I don't want 15, Jacob. I don't want 16. I want 17. And the only way to get the 17 is to beat the number 8 machine. Right now, running on board, that is the machine he needs to beat.
Yeah, and it's a very good possibility. I mean, that's the driver that I was talking about right there that may end up having a shot to get around Andy Kurtz. He's been looking pretty good down there on the bottom side, but he's not able to get around Travis Bieber. Better watch his back bumper. Jamie Mullins really looking very, very strong. And don't look now, Eric Talent, John Anthony, remember, John Anthony, talked about him in the points. He's a couple of back there. I mean, he's, 8 out of 8 right now, but still not too far back. He's still got a shot to be able to get up here. We end up seeing some fireworks, which, Dean, we've seen fireworks happen late in playoff cutoff races. We'll see how it works out as Bieber up here at the front. Bieber going to the bottom, gonna kick Kurtz up to the top side. Travis Bieber going for the lead up at turn 4, coming to 5 to
He
go.
needs to get the overtake done, Jay Jacob, because if he doesn't, he's going to lose some huge speed at the moment there with Keith on his bumper at the moment there, and Jamie Mullins, as you mentioned. So he gambled, my friend, in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, it's rolled the wrong die, and that's going to allow everybody else to come and play.
Yeah, I mean, he probably was trying to roll a 12, and then in the casino may have ended up making him roll a 7 and end up being 7 out. But Bieber trying to see if he can put a couple more chips in that basket, maybe have another shot, and maybe go all in and be able to double up somehow, some way. That's what Bieber's trying to work on. And Keith Haney, he's just happy to be at the party. He's just happy to be sitting at the table. Jamie Mullins, he's trying to make sure he doesn't get kicked out of that table. That's where he's trying to be. And Talent, he's up here trying to just hopefully see something end up happening in front of him and see the sparks fly. That's a lot of drivers got a lot of different agendas coming to 3 laps to go here at Vegas. Who's going to the championship 4? And who's going to be one of the drivers that's going to be watching a champion crown from the sidelines next week?
And who's going to be dropping the microphone to go, thank you very much, I'm done at the moment, and Viva Las Vegas. And I tell you what, nobody's done because there's a race on at the moment, and here it is. Jacob, you wanted a 3-horse party at the moment behind Eddie Kurtz. You've got it.
Yeah, we got a lot of them back here battling right now. And Haney trying to see if he can hold it down on this bottom side. Bieber way up on the top side. Andy Kurtz trying to see if he can figure out a way to maybe try to get away. Mullins down on the bottom. He's going to try to go for third. Bieber almost ended up tagging the fence. Lap car way up ahead of him. That is, I believe it is Wessenberg. Not real sure on 100% exactly on that, but I do believe it is Cameron Wessenberg that these guys is starting to catch right there in front of them. As you see right before you, last lap, bell lap, final lap, white flag, Andy Kurtz gonna send it into turn one. Folks, I'm telling you right now, obviously there's a lot of championship favorites, but the number one championship favorite, he's leading the race right now. Keith Haney sends it into three, tries to make a run, doesn't look like he's gonna be able to do it. Andy Kurtz going one back to back, if you will, locked himself in last week. He's gonna put a statement on this Veterans for Life ARCA season, and he's gonna be the man to beat next week at the Milwaukee Mile. Keith Haney will get second, Travis Bieber third, Eric Talent fourth, Jamie Mullins started fifth, and that's exactly where he's going to end up finishing. But what a drive by Andy Kurtz.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to, you can crack out Budweiser for me, my friend, because it seems to be the beer of choice. And look at this man, he is celebrating big time. And why not, my friend? Viva Las Vegas is yours, Andy Kurtz. Welcome to your race win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for Anheuser-Busch, but I don't know about Budweiser. I just got to say. I mean, that's just me personally for me. But there you see right there the results is Andy Kurtz. Got to be very careful, make sure that he can pass tech for this thing's all said and done. But Andy Kurtz gets the win. Keith Haney will get second. Bieber gets third. Travis Bieber, that is. Eric Talent fourth. Jamie Mullins fifth. We'll talk to Kurtz, Haney, and Bieber here in just a little bit. Sean Urich, how about this? Started ninth, ends up finishing sixth. It's a good drive by the 94, and Dean, you talked about it. May look good on him later on down the road, and obviously next season here for the Veterans for Life ARCA Series. Chance Taylor will finish seventh. Brandon Wallace, not too bad. Started 11th, ends up finishing 8th. May have been enough for him. Get himself into that championship 4. We'll know the results of that here in just a little bit. John Anthony will end up finishing 10th. James Haney will finish 11th. Not bad for James Haney. Didn't talk a lot about James, but he started 20th. He's going to end up finishing 11th. So good drive by Mr. Haney. Stephen Bartlett, one of those drivers, ended up almost riding the fence off of turn 1 and 2. He's going to end up finishing 12th. George Jewell will get 13th. Your pole sitter, Jake Ellenson, coming into this race, looked like he was going to have a shot to be able to get in the championship 4. Don't know for sure yet. We'll see how that 27 ends up stacking up. He's going to finish 14th. Rest of these drivers one lap down or more. Cameron Wessenberg, Mike George, Brian Abbott, Eric Martinez, Michael McCarthy, and Jeremiah Holt, the 20-driver field here for the Veterans for Life ARCA Series. Folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break, give you one more shot at that Cruising Classics mystery car. Don't go anywhere. We will return. Folks, we're back here at Viva Las Vegas with the NRE Power post-race interviews. And obviously there you see the number 8 doing the burnouts. Got a little bit of ding right there on the front bumper. That's Andy Kurtz. Matter of fact, we're standing by with Mr. Andy Kurtz. And Andy, I mean, you won last week. You come out here, you win at Vegas. This has got to basically make you as the championship favorite going into the Milwaukee Mile next week. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll see for sure. Yeah, I thought race was all right. I think unfortunately a lot of cautions put us on some different strategies. So really glad to see that last green flag run though, so we could actually like race and be on even stuff there. So yeah, last 15 laps or so were a ton of fun. Yeah, just tires were super important. I'm sure you could really see the fall off. Guys who would pit. You know, passing everyone who didn't just made such a huge difference. So that first wreck I got caught up in, I probably shouldn't have taken tires there, but I did. So I was hoping to not get behind on strategy, but yeah, all in all, worked out.
All right, Andy. So, I mean, you've had a long season. Obviously, you got a lot of wins this season. I mentioned it. You're basically, in our eyes, the championship favorite going into the Milwaukee Mile next week. There you see the playoff grid. We can just go ahead and slide you over there. And we actually do have the results for the championship four. We'll get to those here in just a second. But Andy, what are we thinking? Because obviously everything's going to be reset. It's going to be down to one race next week at the Milwaukee Mile. How we feeling up there in Wisconsin?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's I like the track. I've never ran it in this car before, so yeah, it should be interesting. But yeah, it's a super tough format. You got to be on your A game, and it just all comes down to one race. And I'm sure. I'm not quite sure who else is in it, but I'm sure the three other guys are going to be all deserving of everyone having a shot. So it'll be tough for sure. I think it'll be a good driver's track for sure. So I think it's an awesome track to have it. Just I have no idea what to expect in this car, so we'll see.
Dean, you got anything for Andy?
Yeah, I prefer Foster's over Budweiser, but I tell you what, if that's what makes you win, good job. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, Andy Kurtz ends up getting a win tonight. Obviously, he's locked in to the championship four next week at the Milwaukee Mile. And Andy, before we let you go, you know how to do it. You've done it numerous times this season. Go ahead and thank your sponsors. Any shout outs for making a win possible?
Hey, man. Yeah, appreciate you guys as always putting on an awesome broadcast for us, Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Yeah, I just want to thank Jake, for really helping us getting this awesome league, awesome season going. Matt and Jamie as well. I think I'm a little bummed for sure that we're just down to one more race. So I've had a ton of fun this season. Love this car a lot, and the guys in this series are great to race with. So had a lot of fun. Hope to do it again. Hopefully we'll do this one again soon in a couple weeks. But yeah, I also want to thank Veterans for Life Foundation, Cruising Classics, Gem Printing and Promotions, Right Now Roofing, and Redbeard Design Company.
Absolutely. Andy Kurtz, he's going to be running for a championship next week at the Milwaukee Mile. Andy, appreciate your time. We'll see you up there, up north in Wisconsin next week, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And Andy, stick around. We will let you know who that championship four is. We tried to run down Keith Haney. I think he ended up maybe declining for a comment. I do not see him in any of the Discord chat. I'm kidding on the decline for comment, folks. But anyway, can't find Keith, so we'll go ahead and go to our third place finisher, which is Mr. Travis Bieber in the 114. And Travis, I mean, you had a very, very good run. Obviously started third or started seventh, ended up finishing third. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, no, it was good run for sure. So I had a ton of fun running there with Andy side by side there at the end, trying to clear him for the win. So it took a little bit for me to figure out how to drive around the track. I think somewhere along the way there, I was running like 19th, and came back up through, got in top 5, and had the right strategy there at the end to get on the podium. So it was a good night for us.
I mean, Travis, I mean, obviously, you're a very, very good run, but tell everybody about Vegas, because obviously you heard Andy's comments about how rough this track is and how hard this track is and how the fall off is, which turn would you say is the more, I guess you could say, harder turn? Because I mean, 1 and 2, I mean, it's rough. 3 and 4 is rough too. But which turn is the more difficult one out of the four?
Yeah, to me, 3 and 4. 3 and 4, you really gotta hit the entrance perfect. If you miss it a little high, a little too low, you're gonna be pushing big time coming off. And the way these cars were, we were basically flat out almost the whole run. So, to drive it like that, you gotta have that arc into the turn, going to the right spot. I think in 1 and 2, I think you can get away with a little bit of an error there, but like you said, the bumps on the bottom in 1 and 2 are pretty violent, bounces the car around a lot.
Yeah, I mean that 1 and 2, man, it's it's a pain, but yeah, looks like you said that 3 and 4, it's pretty rough. Me personally, I hate 3 and 4. That's just me. I don't like the bumpiness in 1 and 2. But I mean, to be honest with you, I love Vegas, but me and this got a love-hate relationship. I guess I try to roll 12 and I end up crapping out every single time. But Travis, appreciate your time. Congratulations on that podium finish. And Travis, before we let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout outs you want to give for making it possible?
Yeah, of course. I'll shout out you guys. I love going back, after this is over, watching the broadcast back and hearing your commentary. I love listening to you guys. We'll also thank the Veterans for Life Foundation, Cruising Classics, Jam Printing and Promotions, Right Now Roofing, Redbeard Design Company, and I'll thank the guys at Goat Locker, everybody that puts this on every week. This is a really fun league to run in, and I'm hoping to run next Thursday and maybe be spoiler here for Andy's party.
Oh, here we go. Travis trying to throw a little bit of
You
beef
got
out
beef,
there
yeah,
in
you
the
got beef
chat. You
there.
may
Good
have a
on you,
little
Travis.
bit right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, good on you.
Maybe just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. But Travis, appreciate your time. Congratulations on that third place finish and stick around. You can hear who's the championship four is here in just a second.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Oh, beef,
That was
beef,
Travis
beef. I tell you
Beaver.
what, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody here at the Nazareth Network needs to come down to Georgia, my friend, and your backyard there. We'll fire up some beef, of course, at the barbecue. But as you were
Absolutely.
mentioning,
Fire up
my
the
friend,
beef.
how's the standings going to pan out right now? Who's going to the fall?
Well, three things real quick. Obviously, you were talking about the barbecue and everything. We're not going to have Foster's at the barbecue. It's going to be Michelob Ultras and Coors Lights. That's exactly how we're going to end up rolling with it. So sorry, but no Foster's
That's fine.
at
It's
the
fine. Go
barbecue.
ahead. Yeah.
Shout out to Ray Ellingson. I got to give her the comment right here because she got the car right on the money. The Mustang GT. That is the car, the Ford Mustang GT, right beside that Chevrolet Camaro from last night. So shout out to Ray for getting the car right on that.
Yay,
And
Ray.
obviously, yeah, absolutely. And then obviously, we're getting down to that championship Ford. Here is the drivers that will be running for a championship next week for the Veterans for Life ARCA Series at the Milwaukee Mile. Obviously, Andy Kurtz, 2 wins in a row. Obviously, he's moving on. The driver that finished in the top 5, fifth, matter of fact, that is Mr. Jamie Mullins. Jamie Mullins is going to be running for a championship
Jamie, step
next
on down
week.
and then do your little show and dance on the stadium. Okay, we can just visualize this, but anyway. Continue. So
Yes,
Jamie's
sir.
number 1. Lock it in. I can't show the graphics for that one, but let's do it.
Yeah, Andy's number 1, Jamie's 2. The driver that ended up finishing back in 8th spot, the 99, Brandon Wallace, is going to be able to make it in on points. He is going to be the 3rd driver to be able to make that championship 4. And drum roll, the 4th driver to be able to make it in is the driver that finished ahead of Jamie Mullins, finished 4th, went from 12th to 4th. That is Mr. Eric Talent in the 05. That is your championship 4 for next week at the Milwaukee Mile. Andy Kurtz, Jamie Mullins, Brandon Wallace, and Eric Talent is the championship 4. Going to run for that championship. There you see the schedule, folks. We're down to 1, and that's the Milwaukee Mile next week. Dean, your thoughts here at Viva Las Vegas?
Oh, I love it, my friend. I've been here, lived in this fantastic town before, and I've never used to be in the truck in my life, but fantastic racing, really. A little spicy and dicey, good performances there from newcomers as well too. That's the one thing we have to look out for, newcomers, because Keith bring it tonight, and there's many of drivers, and I think Eric Talent he's talented driving to get himself into this one. And of course, there's a lot of disappointments and everything like that. But it's all about the supporting and all about. I tell you what, you can get an extra couple of points out there in the chat too if you get all that decided there from the Cruising Classics ad. Because I tell you one thing right now, Jacob does not miss a sports car or a classic car, do you?
No, sir. That's the redneck way. We do not miss them classic cars. We absolutely love them. And folks, I mean, it was a fantastic race here at Las Vegas. True mile and a half. They talked about it wide open all the way around this place. That's how you end up doing it in these ARCA cars. There you see the schedule. We already got through the whole week. Shout out to you guys that already got your 40 in. You got the weekend. Look it up. And obviously, hopefully you will join us on Friday night, tomorrow night for the Points Poppers 200. Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. They're going to start off their championship at the Lady in Black to track Too Tough to Tame all the way up there in South Carolina. I'm going to say up there because obviously it's above where Rome, Georgia is, but there you see the Darlington Raceway. So hopefully everybody will be able to tune in on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Me, Robert Hill Jr., and obviously the Australian Dean Biggles, all of us be on the call. It was a fantastic race. Love to see it here with the Veterans for Life ARCA Series. But folks, that's going to round it up for the Veterans for Life ARCA Series race here at Las Vegas. Obviously, want to thank all the sponsors. Thank Goat Locker, Patrick Drabick, for everything that he does with Goat Locker and everything with Nazareth. Obviously, Redbeard, Right Now Roofing, all the sponsors that has a play in this. Obviously, Cruising Classics for the Cruising Classics Next Gen Series, and obviously the Veterans for Life for everything that they do for the Veterans for Life ARCA Series on the Thursday nights. Obviously, NRE Power post-race interviews. Proud to have them as a sponsor for that. And also Jam Printing and Promotions. Proud to have them as the sponsor as well. Nazareth 360 Racing Network. I mean, every single one of us, Dean. I mean, me, you, Wesley Outland, Robert Hill Jr., William White, Tyler Detmer, every single one of us in the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. And obviously Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott for everything that they do with the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Shout out to every single one of the drivers for putting on a hell of a show each and every night. And shout out to you, the fans, each and every night. Y'all come out here in big time numbers here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, supporting your drivers, your friends, your family, your colleagues, however you want to look at it. So shout out to you, the fans. As always, we love you, and we damn sure mean it. For the Australian Dean Biggles, I am the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves, saying as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. We're going to crown a champion next week, all the way up north in Wisconsin, folks. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be a blockbuster race next week at the Milwaukee Mile, obviously May 9th, 2024, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network. We're going to crown a champion next week. Who's going to win it? You got to tune in to find out. We'll see you then.